Man, what a shame. What a shame.
This one fell off maybe 3 or 4 days ago, and this one the day after, but they kicked this thing around. It went at least 4 feet. It was over there, somewhere over there.
The theme of this year's shed hunting video was supposed to be finding hitless bucks. And while we were able to find one of our number ones, the reality was a lot more difficult than we imagined. We finished the 2023 deer season with a treasure trove of surviving bucks, but due to crop rotation and time, finding their sheds proved to be extremely difficult.
Shed hunting 2024 has officially begun. Season ended yesterday. Ethan was able to take a doe on the last day. We've done a couple small shed walks for specific deer that we know had already dropped their antlers, but today's our first kind of general search. We are looking for the hitless buck for the end of the season, the 10-point. Fairly certain he dropped his shed somewhere close to where we're at right now. We had visual confirmation of him one evening, and then he disappeared from cameras with a bunch of shed bucks showing up, so we don't think it's far. Might take us a few walks to actually get to it because it's a pretty big area back here, but conditions are perfect. It's overcast, kind of cool. We can see real far. It's perfect for shed hunting, and boy do I love shed season. It's sad the deer season's over, but shed hunting's a lot of fun. I made a find, finally. Probably the 5-mile mark for today. Getting ready to pack it in and be done, but I found a good one. It looks like, I mean, it is an old shed, so it's not from this year. And I'll have to do some further looking to see what buck it's off of. But it's at least a year old, maybe even 2. Which means I've walked by it a bunch. I'll have to go back and look at trail camera pictures and see what deer this is, because I don't know. After getting back to the shop and doing a trail camera review, I found out that that antler belonged to a deer we had named Stanky Jr. Stanky Jr. was a 3-year-old buck who got the pass in 2021. And entered 2022 as the #1 hitless deer on the farm. He was easily recognizable due to his swollen back knee. That fall he proved to be extremely elusive, and after a sequence of trail camera videos on November 9th, he disappeared forever. All right, guys, search for the 10-point sheds, day 3. 2 thorough searches already, but kind of struck out. Going back to the same-ish area today. Kind of looked through some other spots, kind of more thorough. I brought the non-shed dog today. She's not very good at finding bones, but she's good company in the woods. As we get out of the house during the winter, so maybe we'll stumble across something. I really want to find those antlers, but each time I go and don't find them, it gives me less and less hope that they're somewhere we can have access to, but we'll see how it goes. About an hour into day 3 here. Pretty slow, haven't found anything yet. The non-shed dog also has not found anything yet, but we're gonna comb back out towards the truck and keep our eyes peeled.
Super old. Nasty, actually. Do some look there. That's
The Wolf, as he later became known, was Ethan and myself's main target buck for the final 6 weeks of the season. We had multiple encounters from the stand, but we were never able to get him within shooting range. With his disappearance right after the season, we incorrectly assumed he had shed his antlers, but naturally, we jumped the gun, and after a 16-day absence, he returned to the farm.
Alright guys, February 23rd. It's been a little bit since we did a shed hunting update because, embarrassingly, we had a large bachelor group of bucks show back up at the farm, including the one that I've been looking for the last 2 weeks. As of 3 days ago, he was still holding, so I'm on another section of the farm, an area where we have had a lot of slickhead bucks on show camera, and we're kind of just doing a sprint walk. That Big 10, he disappeared on the 1st, and I spent, our last trail camera picture was on the 1st, and I gave him about 6 days. The season was still in, and then I let the season finish out, and I gave him about 6 days. And then I started looking for him because there was no bucks on camera at all, and then on the 18th he showed back up, so he's still alive, still holding, which is good, but we had to kind of rework our plans a little bit and hit some other farms, so we're going to give him a little bit more time before going back in, and hopefully today we can pick up some other hitless bucks on a different farm and get a good walk in. This thicket that I'm walking the edge of is just nasty. It's all multiflora rows. There's not even room to walk in there without getting cut up and bloody. Every year I crawl through it 1 or 2 times, and I've only ever found some real small sheds in there. So it's one of those thickets that I think is too thick for bucks to use outside of when does are holed up in there during the rut, because we had amazing trail camera activity in and around this area during the rut, but once the rut died down, we stopped getting bucks, and then we never find sheds in here. So I think it's so thick that they just don't like spending time in here. Plus, it's not close to any food sources. Very secluded back in the woods, not around any food. So late season, I just don't think they spend much time in here. And it's kind of a waste of time to shed hunt it. I've been looking for a buck, his antlers, that we were hunting, me and Ethan, the last 6 weeks of the season, right?
Yep.
So the last 6 weeks of the season, me and Ethan were hunting this buck, and he was on camera up until February 1st, which the season was still on in February. February 1st, last picture we got of him, nothing for 18 days. So after the season ended, we gave it even a couple more days. I think we started going out like the 6th or the 7th, and I did 4 or 5 really good, thorough walks looking for this buck's antlers. And then on February 18th, we got him on 2 or 3 cameras, still holding both sides. I don't know why he was gone for almost 3 weeks, but he was. And then I kind of panicked a little bit. I wouldn't say panic, but I set up some more cell cameras, dumped out a little bit of corn, and within 24 hours he was there eating that corn, and he was on it every day for about 4 or 5 days, just morning and night in daylight. And then he left us 2 gifts. We have both his sheds.
We're gonna finally go get them.
Yeah, but the sheds have been on the ground 3 days now because we've been so busy with so much stuff.
It's kind of an interesting.
This wind is crazy. It's February and it's like 70 degrees right now.
Yeah.
I think officially it's only like 60 something, but
go find these things.
It's crazy. Let me get some stuff. Let's hop in the truck here. I wish all shed hunting was this easy. Talk about no challenge required whatsoever. There's number 1. Man, it's heavy.
He's got more mass than I thought.
Yeah, he's got a good mass. And here's number 2. He's compact for sure. Real compact, but that mass is better than I thought it was.
Yeah, what do you think he scores?
I mean, we'll find out. We'll tape him. Tape him, give him a little modest spread. They licked the pedicles clean. That's what this one fell off maybe 3 or 4 days ago, and this one the day after, but they kicked this thing around. It went at least 4 feet. It was over there, somewhere over there, and the raccoons and the deer were licking and kicking at the pedicle and moved them all around. But
Beautiful.
there's that. Man, I put in 5 days looking for these antlers, and they just find them right here in our food plot.
There's the camera they were on.
Yeah, I threw out a little bit of corn to cheat. But right there's our main lick. So in the springtime, in the summer, this is my main salt lick on this side of the farm. As you can see, they're already killing it. And I haven't refreshed this since probably August.
Yeah, you gotta get a camera on it.
Yeah, I'll probably just move that camera right there onto it. But they've been killing it, and he's been on it the last 2 years. I've got video of him on this mineral lick in the summertime, 2 years in a row. So this will be year 3 for him.
So within 100 or 200 yards of here, there's probably more sheds.
Yeah, he was with a bachelor group of 4 or 5 bucks minimum, and they were here every morning and night for the last week in daylight, which is, the one day he showed up at 4:30. What a kick in the nuts. Similar to us. You're like those guys that are hunting off the Central Bay, probably you there. How do you not find that buck? And I guess you might have got it. Fortunately, we just found one of our hit listers from during the season. We call him the 9. Didn't have much history with him. He showed up this year. Was a really good 4-year-old buck that we either wanted to see survive or take. Tyler had multiple encounters with him, but unfortunately he demised. He had a really bad leg, broken back, right leg, it appears pretty gnarly. Tyler saw him limping during gun season. Probably didn't make it much past there. He's not as decomposed as I would think, but it's been real cold, so we'll have to get a salvage tag, but that's unfortunate. It's part of deer hunting here in Ohio. Got a lot of almost this here, don't he? That's a good deer.
Yeah.
We could probably leave him and just bring a Sawzall sometime next week.
I think I might actually like let the skin fall off and do a nice. I should do it to both of them. Euro mount, like have like a nice Euro mount done on both of them.
The downside to shed hunting. Is finding these beautiful up and coming bucks dead. We've known this one's been here since archery season, and we just let it lay. But I'm gonna take some pictures, send it to the local game warden, use the Sawzall to acquire, and we'll add it to one of our European displays. Would have been a great buck in the future. Old Murph the shed dog found now he's a dead dog, but oh man, what a shame. What a shame. Drop tine starting. Bunch of junk. Hole in him. I mean, that's a shame. Damn, that's a shame. Second year food plot here on this farm. Last couple years during the rut, we've had bucks just killing it during daylight, both 22 and 23. There was a giant using this food plot this year, 170 class buck, but he got killed during gun season, not too far from here by a neighbor. But for a minute there, it was pretty exciting knowing that deer was around and cruising through this food plot. But first find of the day is not what you want to find. I'm in this crazy thicket. Usually I find 1 or 2 sheds in here a year. Haven't found any yet, but there's another dead deer right there. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 dead deer I found on this farm so far this year. Don't know if it's a buck or a doe yet. I'm gonna go find out. Actually, I take that back. That's 5. That's 5 dead deer I found on this farm, which is very unfortunate because we had 1 buck we lost during the season, but we know he survived, and I'm hoping this is not him when I get up close. So it's not the buck we wounded, so that's a good start. Because the buck we wounded had a massive leg wound, and this one does not have a leg wound. Somewhat fresh. We're not far from the road. Could be a car hit. Very easily could be a car hit. But it is a buck. Damn, that sucks. It's a buck with velvet. Decent sized bases. Body's not huge though. I'd go with maybe a 3.5 going on a 4.5-year-old. Oh, that sucks. Shed number 1. Interesting looking deer. We could probably, I'll be able to eventually figure out what deer it is because it's kind of unique, but kind of weird. Don't know what deer that is off the top of my head. Who knows how long it's been here, but I always find sheds up here. I actually found my first shed of the year this year right here in this open area, this open grassy field. So I'm gonna keep looking around so we can find more. I'm by the road, so it's probably the culprit. But I found 2 more dead deer on this farm, pushing the total up to 7. Another little buck. I don't know if he broke those off or he's just kind of a mega button buck or a really small spike maybe. And there's another small one right over here. Been drugged by coyotes. Not good to keep finding all these dead deer, but heavy highway traffic in this area. There's not much you can really do. There's another one. Looks like a doe. Very small. Unfortunate. Every year I find 1 or 2 in here. And that streak continues. I have now found 7 on the season. Just a little guy. But that's 2 for the day. We're going Southern Ohio. Kraus Pizza, that's new. Shed hunting day at the Gore farm. Just got here a few minutes ago. Already bombed into the woods. We're covering all these shelves and benches. I'll show you Chris down there. Chris is down there. Isaac's over on the other side. Valley that runs through here. And then there's just all these shelves and benches that keep going up. So we're scouring them, looking for beds and scrapes and rubs and especially sheds and maybe some turkey scratching. So high hopes. There's some good deer in here. And no one's really shed hunted hard, so if there's antlers, we should find them. Well, found a good bed, good single lone bed, so I got excited, thinking could be an antler somewhere. Looked up and saw white, pulled up my binoculars, and it's a deadhead. Looks like it's been there at least a year or 2, which is weird because we shed hunted this last year. You see it? Yeah. We shed hunted this area last year and didn't run across it. And the other weird part is when Chris first bought this property, we found a deadhead right here too. So
that was one of ours.
We're gonna go pick her up, see what we got. I was excited because that bed screamed lone buck hanging out, and then I saw antlers. And it wasn't meant to be.
Good job. Good job. It's like identical to the one that we found last time.
Yeah, we had that buck on camera a lot last year. Like a lot. Tons of video of that buck last year.
That sucks. Yeah. There's some of them.
More decor for the cabin. We found a dead buck right here when we first got the property. I saw it on video.
It's been dead a while, huh?
Yeah, last year. He could just add like 1 or 2 inches, get a little wider. Next year.
Now he's rolling in the mud.
Good stuff. They're actually nicer. They're actually nicer in person than I thought they'd be.